This platform empowers the stakeholders associated in different sectors like first response, municipalities, other governance activities, and disaster risk reduction to get different kinds of tools to understand the nature of disasters, to analyze and assess the impact a disaster can cause, and similar other features in this hub. The hub also comes with serious games where the awareness of the people can be enhanced by playing different kinds of serious games and accessing different kinds of disaster risk reduction frameworks and other knowledge resources. So this is the overview of the hub, which is evolving every week with new content being added to it. The hub is having a live chat function where the hub is very dynamic. The stakeholders can exchange ideas, post updates about upcoming events and workshops, webinars, different kinds of conferences can be found here. The hub has a direct link to LinkedIn from where it makes very convenient for users to post things all the way from LinkedIn to this Simine platform. The hub is categorized into different kinds of sections or tabs where we have the information tab where we have disaster risk terminologies. These terminologies are standardized terminologies which are obtained from globally recognized sources like UNDRR, Hazard Information Profiles Report, the World Meteorological Organization, Disaster Risk Gateway, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and other organizations. There is a list of databases which are available in the hub, which give us information about disaster risk, like MDAT, Desinventor, Glide number, disaster loss and damage tracking, and similar other kind of databases. The hub gives us skeletons or templates of impact chains with examples from case studies which are undertaken by different projects. And these case studies give us an overview of different kinds of impacts which a disaster can potentially cause, or the cascading impacts that a disaster can have in a particular place. There are different case studies like Caribbean, case studies from Bucharest, Istanbul. To start with, there are different kinds of impact chains which are ready-made, of course, over here, but the users can generate their own impact chains using the impact chain generator, which is a simulation tool offered by the hub. This is how the impact chain generator looks. It's powered by a tool called the Kumu tool. Here you can find the description, what an impact chain means, what is the concept, and how is each and every hazard linked to other cascading hazards, and what can be the potential impacts, exposures, and the vulnerabilities of different kinds of hazards. So this impact chain will enable the users to understand the interlinkages between the different happenings or the occurrences of different events which happen when a natural or a technical hazard takes place. And similarly, this will also foster early warning and early planning of evacuation and safety measures by the stakeholders. Coming back to the other tools which the hub offers, there are different kinds of data sets available in the hub. Some of them are related to the hazards, which are classified into different kinds of natural hazards, like floods, hurricanes, volcanoes, droughts, wildfires, extraterrestrial hazards, human-induced hazards like industrial accidents, and similar other ones, like tank leakages and others. There are exposure data sets available in the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub, which consist of global open source data sets like Global Exposure Database, the World Bank Open Data. There are vulnerability data sets available, the World Bank Data Catalog, which provides vulnerability data. There is the World Population Project data, which provides data about population through which we can calculate, for instance, the vulnerable population living in disaster-prone areas and similar other ones. There is disaster loss and damage data available, made available openly and globally by different kinds of organizations. There is the disaster loss and damage tracking dataset provided by the UNDRR. There is the Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery. There is the Swiss RE Institute database, the Global Forest Watch data, and similar other ones. There are risk reduction measures like nature-based solutions. There are different kinds of frameworks and data sets, information data available, made available by UNDRR and other organizations, which are also provided as a repository in the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub. So as you can see, this Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub brings everything under the same umbrella, under one rooftop. There are best practices and examples which have been taken from different countries worldwide. Here are examples from Netherlands. There is Risk Your Card, the regional risk profile, how countries like Netherlands, France, they inform citizens about upcoming risks and prepare their emergency response and early warning systems beforehand, before a disaster strikes. There are guidelines for disaster risk reduction provided by UNDRR, which are also made available as best practices in the information section. Now coming to the simulation section, we saw the impact chain generator, which is there, where the users can make impact chains from scratch. And if you want to explore the existing impact chains, there are already ready-made impact chains or skeletons made in the information section, derived from the different case studies which the different projects which are a participant of this hub, which are the parts of the societal resilience cluster, have been made available. There are hazard assessment tools in the hub. There are different tools like the fast flood tool, the HECRAS, earthquake hazard assessment tools like OpenQuake Engine, SW4, ShakeMap, and multi-hazard assessment tools like RiskCape, Climada, Hazards, and Risk Changes. Using these tools, there are different tutorials and ways of using these tools. These are all open source tools using which the users can assess different kinds of hazards and their potential impacts on the different kinds of resources and the geographical area, of course. There are risk assessment tools which can be used for multi-hazard risk assessment or probably for a single hazard. There is a wide range of tools available over here like Risk Changes, Hazards, Capra, RiskScape, Climada, OpenQuake, Inform Risk, VigiRisk, and many others. There are tools for special multi-criteria analysis like the ITC ILVIS software, which is a GIS tool, using which the users can calculate the susceptibility of different disasters or the special multi-criteria analysis to calculate the vulnerability or exposure of a particular place for different kinds of disasters. There are risk reduction and planning tools available in the hub, providing different kinds of tools like the climate risk adaptation tool, the risk reduction tools, and open route services, which can show the routes which should be taken for evacuation in case of a disaster. There are different kinds of serious games for awareness among the people, which can be played in a classroom setting, as well as in a setting of a workshop where different stakeholders can be made aware of different disasters and the ways to tackle to those disasters. There are different kinds of games which are made by different organizations and made available in the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub for users to access. There is the Risk Changes application. Here you can find valuable resources about the application, and there are tutorial videos to calculate hazard, vulnerability, elements at risk, etc. And all the valuable materials which need to be accessed, all the links and the valuable information is provided in this tab. There are different other resources that the Hub provides, one of them being the upcoming events. These are the announcements of the upcoming events which are coming up in near future in different places of the world, where the stakeholders or the users of the Hub can provide information about registering to those online as well as offline events. There is a live discussion forum, which I was mentioning at the onset of this video, where there is a live dynamic discussion forum where users can directly post things from LinkedIn, or they can create a new post from scratch in this place. And everyone can access these informations and they can have benefit of the new latest updates of the Hub. If something new is being added, if something new is being done by some project, if there is an upcoming event, all those kinds of chats and discussions can be facilitated in this forum. There are repositories of the documents which are obtained from different kinds of webinars, the background documents of the Hub. There are the base documents provided by different projects for different stakeholders. Additional information about the Hub can be found in the About page, where the users who are interested to know more about the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub can read through this information about the services and the key features the Hub provides, and also the origination of the Hub, about the administrative setup, and different kinds of other informations. There is the Contributing Projects page, which features the projects which are a part of the DRS Hub and the part of the societal resilience cluster. And these are the projects which produce and provide content to the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub. There are different projects like PARATUS, Synergies, Directed, Future Resilience, and many more. There are the stakeholder groups segregated as scientists, first responders, second responders, civil society, and general public. In case somebody needs tailor-made content or information, they can explore the stakeholder groups page, which is really helpful. There are the different case studies provided or worked upon by different projects, which are the part of the DRS Hub. Some of them are the case studies, which you can already see. There are some interactive maps made available by the projects, which can be used and interacted with, and different kinds of information about the projects can be obtained from the contacts provided here about the project, the case study coordinators. There are different platforms like the Prevention Web, which provide knowledge bases about disaster or disaster risk reduction knowledge, and similar kind of platforms like the Disaster Risk Management Knowledge Center, Disastropedia, the Engage Knowledge platform have been segregated and brought together as a repository in the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub. And then there is the search preview function, where similarity-based search can be done for the content which is available within the Hub and can be of some help to the stakeholders. So this was the Disaster Risk Stakeholder Hub in short, and the users can explore the different tools and services that the Hub has to provide. It brings everything under one rooftop. The Hub is a evolving platform right now where different information which you saw right now is updated every week. So all the suggestions that the stakeholders have are also welcome to be included in the hub. Please reach out to me for any sort of information. If you have any extra source, please feel free to play with the data that is available in the hub. Feel free to use the tools that the hub provides. And in case anybody has any suggestion about the hub, please feel free to reach out to us. There are the contact informations which are available, and we are more than happy to receive your feedback and suggestions about adding the wealth of new knowledge to our disaster risk stakeholder hub. We all are in this together in making disaster risk reduction more accessible and interesting together. Thank you so much.